really simple. So just join us. Great. Let's go into the next one. I am alive with the Spirit of God. And really, that's all the lyrics.
I like it that way.
Are you guys alive? Let me tell you, that was awesome. We don't need no technology. We just need to know three or four words. So welcome, everyone. My name's Reverend Arpad. I'm a minister here. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Healing, Capistrano Valley, your spiritual home for as long as you believe. So, we have been having some technical issues this morning. So we are flying by the seat of God's pants today. I just wanted you to know that. Everything is in divine order. You'll never know the difference, all right? And we're also a trans-denominational community. What does that mean? That means we all believe, we all honor all religious beliefs to the one source. And to get to prove what I'm talking about, I'm going to go read the Flames of Faith, okay? So follow me back this way. Lighting the flames of faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor today. All religious thought, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by a sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance and the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring a path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as practitioner faith lights that last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here. And I ask that you join me this morning for 2 minutes of silence. And silence is important because it connects us with Spirit. It shuts down the noise. It shuts down the busyness of everything. So if you would join me for 2 minutes, I'm ready.
Now, if you would join me in prayer. This is what I know. I know that God is power, that God is one presence, one love, one harmony and knowing. And I know God is all and all is God. I am happy and complete today and forever. And within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, the truth and the action. I am happy in the certain knowledge that this inner light is there. I cannot be sad, I cannot be sorry, but must radiate joy and life. For the life is within me now, and I declare that this meeting of knowledge today is truth and in perfect harmony and perfection. I give thanks and gratitude for our ministers, our practitioners, and our volunteers. And I am so happy and complete with having this knowledge that our relationship with God is unshakable, unbreakable, and this union can never be depleted. And I release these words into the law, knowing the work is already taken care of, and I know the law receives and executes. And so it is. And I'm reading our global vision for today. Our global vision is our big vision for a world that works for everyone. We have copies of the entire global vision in the foyer as you walk in, but join me as we read them together mindfully. We see a world that works for all, where humanity awakens to spiritual magnificence, where forgiveness is the norm, where resources are valued, cared for, and shared, and where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all. Thank you for those that joined me. And our affirmation for today is, the world is alive as love itself. Oh, good, thank you. Oh, great, thank you.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. Now, I got to introduce the one, the only, well, actually, she's my friend, too, the new look, long-haired Kelly Curtis.
Italian last names. So first of all, before I start the song, I just want to say, do you know how spoiled you are with this band? I hope you do. Like, really. And they were so accommodating to me this morning, just, yeah, such gentlemen. So thank you so much. And I'm going to do a song from Peter Seeger, and it is called, Oh, Had I a Golden Thread. Thread and a needle so fine, I would weave a magic spell of a rainbow design, rainbow design. In it, I would weave the courage of women giving birth. How many moms we have? And in it, I would weave the innocence weary world in hand and heart and mind. Oh, hand and heart and mind. Ooh, had I a golden thread and a needle, so fine, I will bind up this weary, weary world in hand and heart and mind, in my rainbow, rainbow design, in rainbow, rainbow design, in rainbow, rainbow design. Thank you. Thank you to the band, John Henry, on that solo. Woo!
Woo! Thank you, Kelly. I think this is the first time that I have been here when you have performed. I have a little problem here. It's all right. We'll just there. So let's give Kelly another hand. And the band. Thank you, band. Boy, we are so blessed to have so much great talent in-house. Not only are the musicians that come through here, but the band that's here every Sunday, the practitioners, the staff ministers, our assistant minister, our associate minister, the songbirds, the volunteers, the media team. Oh, thank you. Yes, we've had a little problem with the monitors, so we don't have any slides today, but you know, you're all doing great, following along, having the words to the music and all of that. And what I know is that the whole point of coming together is to really be in spiritual community with one another, to locate ourselves so that our head and our feet are in the same place at the same time. So I want to say Grand Rising. That is our theme for this year. And Grand Rising, excuse me, Grand Rising is actually a Caribbean phrase that is said instead of good morning, because it's the idea is that you rise into the day. And so we are rising into the year with this wonderful theme. We've been talking about gentleness, giant gentleness, and while that topic seems like it didn't have a lot of substance, I think all month we've had some really great opportunities to dive deep with this idea of gentleness and to see how there's a lot of power in being gentle for us to glean. Last week we had Z and Melissa here, and they talked about love, and they were so gentle in the ways they talked about it. Weren't they great? Yeah. It was a lot of fun to have them here. And when we talk about giant gentleness, it feels like a kind of a lackadaisical term when we live in this get-her-done kind of world, right? Where, you know, it's all about getting her done. I was trying to get her done this morning with the monitors, trying to get them to work. Our usual media guru isn't here with us today, so it was a little challenging, and I was, trying to pause and be gentle with the process. And, when you are trying to get something done. It's tough to slow down. It's tough to pause. It's tough to think that there might be a simpler, easier, gentler way to do things. This week, as we look at this idea of gentleness and it's how big it is, I want to use the landscape of nature and the natural world. The natural world is so amazing, and all that it does when you think about the power of a stream, right, or a river that moves through rock, it gently moves along the canal, wherever it might be making its way, and yet it has so much power. Just think of the Grand Canyon. You knew I was going there. You knew I was going there. Yeah, the Grand Canyon is amazing, and that is the product of years and years and years of the gentle flow of water that moved through it. And I think about the ice melt, the snow melt, right? How the seasons roll through, and in the mountains that, whether you're going to Bear Mountain or Mammoth or someplace like that where we get lots of snow, and when the seasons begin to change, it's the warmth of the seasons that gently and very purposefully melts the snow and the ice so that it can seep into and naturally irrigate Mother Earth, naturally irrigate the planet. When we just look at any natural system, and it's amazing how it works so organically and yet so powerfully to give us the experiences that we have with Mother Nature. We just marked Earth Day last Monday. April 22nd was Earth Day. And so every year we take one day to note the amazing life-giving life force of this planet that we live on. Think about that. 24 hours. We're just given 24 hours of appreciation for the very thing that sustains us 24/7, 365 days a year. This planet that we live on filters the air for us. It gives us the nutrients that we need through the soil. It provides sunlight so that the plant life can have photosynthesis. The natural world is very similar to the human body. It has systems, organic systems that are interdependent upon one another. As I was looking at the comparison, Earth has a respiratory system, it has a digestive system, it has a reproductive system, it has a nervous system, it has an immune system all its own. So do you. So does our human body. It is the divine pattern of life, the pattern that that our bodies operate by, and the pattern that the natural world operates by. But we don't think about the filtering of the air through the natural forest. We don't think about the breath that we take and how that gets filtered through our bodies. It's almost like we take it for granted. It just is. And then, we have this life experience with our humanity where we're often trying to conquer our natural environment. We're trying to muscle through instead of understanding the symbiotic, organic relationship that we have with the planet and with our own bodies. Ernest Holmes writes, and if you're not familiar, Ernest Holmes is the founder of Centers for Spiritual Living and our New Thought movement, and he writes, "There is something about you and me that is cosmic, universal, that stretches over time and space. Let us learn to think better of ourselves." This giant gentleness of the environment, which isn't always super gentle. I don't know, the seasons seem to be more pronounced these days. There seems to be a reaction that the planet is having to how we live on it and how we move through it. And that sometimes it's uncomfortable and sometimes it's really challenging, but I think it's important for us to take note and to pay attention. To learn how to listen, just like we need to listen to our bodies, right? You have an ache or a pain or some kind of situation with your body temple, you're going to call a doctor or a naturopath or whoever you're working with to maintain these beautiful bodies that we have. Well, the natural world speaks to us in the same way. It communicates with us as the seasons move through their practices of reproduction and degeneration and reproduction and those cycles. As we move through the weather that we deal with, the natural world is speaking to us. And we need to learn to listen. And when we think about giant gentleness, it is this practice of being present, really being present so that we can respond versus react. It reminds me of a story that is told about St. Francis, and the story is commonly told that he was asked to tame a wolf in a community. But Lyanda Lynn Haupt, in her book Roots, tells the story a little differently, and so I want to share that with you. She shares that Francis was called upon by the mayor so that he could help them with this wolf that was out of control. It was ferocious, and of course St. Francis was known as the patron saint of animals, a gentle soul who could work with the natural world in such an organic and beautiful and loving way. And so of course the mayor went to St. Francis. The wolf had slaughtered livestock and attacked shepherds and even killed a guard who went to control and try to slay her. And so unlike the traditional telling of this tale, Lyanda says that Francis didn't tame the wolf. Instead, he listened to it. He stood in the wolf's presence, respected the animal's wildness, and began to hear her story as he called her sister. When he returned to the village, he shared that the wolf had been injured and her pack had left. She was just hungry, and when people attacked, she acted out of self-defense. And with this new information, the townsfolk knew how to deal with the wolf. They knew to feed her, and they knew to help her find food, and they could coexist with her without fear. It's a pretty beautiful story about understanding. You know, we have our fear that comes up when we're in an uncomfortable situation, especially with the natural world. If we don't understand what's going on or don't understand the instincts of the animals that we might be dealing with. And St. Francis models in this story the power of really being present, being an observer, being a witness, and really listening. It's very easy to let our fear control our behavior, right? You know, our fear crops up, something happens that we don't understand, things go awry, and we begin to have this uncomfortable experience, and sometimes we can sort of have this knee-jerk response that looks a little bit like being a victim, something like the Kingdom 1. We talk about the kingdoms of consciousness, you know, where we can step into blame and shame because we don't understand, and we want to push something away, or we want to be more comfortable. Practitioner April Connor, who created this month's theme, writes, "This cosmic giant of gentleness is calling for us to expand our awareness and liberally apply love and compassion to all aspects of our lives. We need to get extraordinarily good at being present with the uncomfortableness and not reacting, but instead listening. The uncomfortableness in our world is here to tell us something. And the planet, like our body, like our ecosystem, like our communication systems, like our relationships, when we have those situations that where we begin to feel uncomfortable, when things go awry, it isn't necessarily the time to react or to act against, but to pause, to slow down, to begin to inquire, why is this happening? What is this here to tell me? We are religious scientists. We move through the world when we practice this philosophy, working with our consciousness, working with our thoughts, working with our feelings. Everything is the divine intelligence moving through us. And if we ignore it because we're just busy trying to get something done, if we're just trying to whatever it is that we micro-focus on, it's the proverbial to-do list at work or at home, or the things that we got to get done right away. If we're just marching through life unconscious, we're missing a beautiful opportunity to be present with love. Love as it shows up through the other, and that other could be the natural world, that other could be the animal world, that other could be the people in your life around you. There's a natural inclination when we are uncomfortable to not want to feel that, right? We don't want to feel bad. We want to feel good. We want to feel like we're connecting. We want to do those things that bring us back to that flow. But sometimes it's important for us to actually pause and slow down. I had an interaction with a colleague about a week ago, and what I thought I was doing was simply providing some more perception and instruction. And they took the time, not that day, we actually scheduled some time about a week later to have a conversation about it. And I got to hear how that person perceived that. I got to hear that that person felt disrespected. Now, honestly, it wasn't mine to own, but I was able to be present with her and her feelings and her experience, and we were able to begin to look at communicating in a way that was more sustainable for our relationship, that was gentler, right? Because I understood that, there were certain things that this person felt uncomfortable with, and I took the time to greet her, and she greeted me at our level of humanity. So often, when we have these upsets, when we have these challenges in life with other people, we meet people at the level of our upset. And we don't pause long enough to see them at the level of their humanity. And when we talk about giant gentleness, it is that beautiful energy, energetic, if you will, of being present with one another, of looking past, we all have our filters that we look at the world through. I got plenty of them. I don't know about the rest of you, but I certainly have my judgments and my filters and the way that I see things. And when the dust gets kicked up, when it gets challenging, it's an opportunity to slow down and rather than react. Some of us have these bumper stickers on our cars or wear this on our wrist. It says, respond with love. We respond with love, we can respond with gentleness. And I want to be clear. I'm not talking about putting yourself in harm's way for a toxic person that is not treating you well. I'm really talking about those day-to-day relationships where person A has a perspective and person B has a perspective, and we're seeing past each other. And the opportunity to slow down and be gentle with one another and to reach a greater understanding is powerful. And as religious scientists, if we are willing to do that, if we're willing to find those practices and those behaviors that allow us to move through the world more consciously, not just with other human beings, but with the animal world and with the plant world. If we can be more conscious that everything that we interact with, even the stones have life, even the rocks have life. And so our opportunity as we look at the power of the giant gentleness is to find the power in that pause. You might feel like you're getting more done in the instant. You might feel like you're powering through and go check that off my box and, off my list and move on to the next thing. It'll come back, even if it doesn't come back. And who here has had a difficult relationship, has moved away from that relationship where it wasn't resolved, and then met that person in another human being's body? Every one of us have had that experience. The opportunity, when we lean in with consciousness, when we allow ourselves to pause and to really see what's happening in front of, what is life calling us to do? And if we can respond in love, meaning seeing that person's humanity, seeing that, like the St. Francis story, seeing that wolf and wondering what would cause it to behave that way instead of making our assumptions, we get to be an expression of the divine for the betterment of not only humanity but the world. And it is a beautiful calling if you choose to accept it. And it is a gentle calling. And don't mistake gentleness for lack of power, because it is a powerful calling. Kindness, gentleness, mindfulness, being conscious, they all look very passive, but they pack a lot of juice when we move into them intentionally. April also, and there was a wonderful quotes this week for this talk of April, the practitioner who put together the whole topic for the month. She writes, "We can't use fear and struggle to create a solution. That's what created the scenarios we're currently experiencing. Science of Mind tells us that what we focus on, we get more of. When we use love as our compass, we are led to new possibilities. Love is the answer. Embrace it, feed it, rejoice it. Talk about it, share it, celebrate it. Remember, love is greater than anything else you might encounter. Let us put our faith and our actions in the power of love." Authentic kindness and gentleness. And I use the word authentic. You might need to fake it till you make it sometimes. But you want to begin to really cultivate and nurture that authentic kindness and gentleness. And when you do that, you can use that as a power to deeply connect with each other. And so I want, and this can be our calling as a movement of consciousness, that we are indeed gentle giants, that we are indeed having an impact on the world by our behavior and the way that we move consciously and mindfully through our relationships, the way we walk consciously and mindfully on the planet. And so I want to take you through a brief practice on how you can use gentleness in your own life. And so I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and get comfortable in your seats. And take a deep breath. And I want you to bring forward a difficult or challenging experience that you've had recently. Something that might have, maybe it was some bad news, or something that made you feel a little anxious. And notice the discomfort you're feeling. Notice where you might be feeling it in your body temple, not just your emotions. Perhaps you're feeling a tightness in your gut. Maybe your shoulders have started to get tense. Emotionally, perhaps you wanted to withdraw or get away from this experience or not hear about it anymore. But as you take another breath, take a moment to just put the feelings on the shelf, in the imaginary shelf, if you will. Put those feelings and emotions to the side. And imagine you are sitting across from whatever is making you uncomfortable, whatever might be causing you anxiety. Just picture it in your imagination. Sit across from it. Be present with it. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths in this present moment. And then I want you to gently remind yourself that you have survived so many other uncomfortable experiences. And just breathe again. And then I want you to remember that love is so much bigger than this experience, than this news, than this challenge. And breathe into that again. And now I want you to tell this problem or this news or this situation just how big your love is. And then feel that in your heart as it expands. And then tell this issue that there's always a way forward with love to guide you. Taking another deep breath in this present moment, bringing yourself back to the chair you're sitting in and the room that you're in. And taking one more breath. Presence, knowing, and opening your eyes when you're ready, and knowing that you can presence yourself like this in a safe space anytime you need to. Anytime you find yourself challenged with whether it be a health issue or another person or some terrible thing on the news about a politician. That's been getting my blood pressure up lately. But presencing ourselves for a moment and remembering the power of love that lives within you, that radiates through you. Being present. And then knowing how to, the word that I used earlier, respond. Knowing how to respond rather than react. That, my friends, is the giantness of gentleness. And that is what we are called to do in a world that wants to get up and run or fight or challenge or push back. We are called to be conscious, to practice this philosophy in a way that generates love everywhere we go. You know, it might feel like the instant reaction is a quick fix, but the sustainable truth and power of love is what will carry us through to creating a world that works for everyone, that works for all. And as Ernest so famously said, there is a power in the universe that's greater than you, and you can use it. And by presencing yourself, by really presencing yourself with the power of love, it can use you. Thank you very much. So let's do a little prayer, an opportunity to center ourselves. I did want to let you know we're going to be doing a little workshop on May 11th, Saturday. That's a Saturday, a Mother's Day weekend here from 10 to 1, where we'll be exploring this thing called spiritual mind treatment through some exercises where you can embody the different steps of the way we pray. But for now, I'm going to invite you to experience it. And so I open myself completely and authentically to the power and the presence of love. The thing that makes the grass grow. And I know that this power is in everything I experience. It is the very air I breathe. It is the planet we walk on. It is that thing that is unseen in all our relationships. It is love. And it expresses itself by means of each one of us. And so I know as we allow ourselves to open our hearts to be present with this power that is calling us to a new day, of calling us to be that thing, that person, that individual, that presence that helps to get us closer to this beautiful vision of a world that works for all. So I know as we connect with this powerful truth, we allow the expression of the one life and the one love to move in as and through us. We know that it helps us to pause when we get anxious or upset. It reminds us of the power that lives within. And so I claim for each one here as we practice this giant gentleness, as we choose to be the intentional, mindful, conscious human beings who are present with each other, who see the humanity in one another, that there is indeed an upliftment of humanity, even if it's only in our own centers of influence. And it is with gratitude that I recognize the willingness, the power and the presence of each one here within the sound of my voice who is choosing to be conscious in this moment, choosing to be the expression of giant gentleness right here in the world, right now. For it is calling for us. And so we say yes. And we choose in each moment, over and over again. For it is not a single choice. It is a choice that we renew with each breath, with each word, with each action we take. And so I rejoice in the yes, my own yes, and the yes of all that are within the sound of my voice. And I simply release this to that power. The thing that makes the grass grow is the same thing that beats my heart, is the same thing that helps me to move forward in such beautiful and loving ways. And so I simply let it go. We let it be, for we know it's good, and we know it's God. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much. And now I want to bring the band back up and our wonderful soloist today. Come on up.
my goodness, I love it when the talk and the song just meld so beautifully. You're going to see what I'm talking about in a second, but I want to share one quick anecdote. The idea of holding two things at the same time was recently revealed to me, which is kind of what you're talking about, right? You don't need to be a doormat, but you can also give space to the other person. But then I thought, okay, I'm not a doormat. I don't have a problem standing up for myself. I'm Italian. But what could be that other thing while I'm holding two things? And I think it's spirit. I think that's the thing that allows me to see the humanity in the other person, and that is what is calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feels like I'm walking on marbles. I can't steal the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling? I can feel my heart begin to pound, and everybody says something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Long dark night, my soul it wanders. I can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, spiritually wakes me from my sleep. Oh, something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, oh Lord, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, pull me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, I know I'm not the only one to live inside these illusions. Oh Lord, I give my life, I give my love to you. Love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. passion's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. My faith keeps calling me deeper and deeper and deeper than I've been before. God is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before. Thank you so much. That's a Jamie Lula song. Thank you so much.
And you can do better than that. Give her another hand. Wow. Wow, I got shivers still in my bones. So what's calling you today? What a challenge for you. What is calling you? How do you want to change the world? What difference do you want to make? Well, what's calling me is to announce that this is our giving, time of giving and receiving. And, wow. I'm still moved. So, if this is your time to give, great. That's a great calling. If you're not here to be able to give today, that's okay. We have these little affirmation cards in the basket. And it says, in deep gratitude for my blessings, I place this card in the basket. I ask that these offerings be blessed and appreciated and multiplied. It is my honor to give my blessing in this way. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. So, if you would repeat after me our prosperity affirmation. My offering is my acceptance of God, my supply, and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply. We know this by heart. We just know this by heart. All right. Yes.
Show me the way. Your love will light the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light the way. Nam 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 namaste. Nam 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 namaste. Nama 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 namaste. Nam 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 namaste. Nam 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 namaste. Nama 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 namaste.
Namaste. God in me recognizes the God in you in all ways and all possible. As we thank Spirit for this blessing, this opportunity to give, we've also received. We've also received the magic, the love, and the consciousness of God working through us as we prosper in this world. And together we say, and so it is. Okay. Whew. It's great. I'm getting chills all service. Something's happening in this room. Yeah. Something's happening in this room. All right. Oh, my goodness. These guys, the band. Can I hear it for the band? You know, just stand up. Just stand up for a second. Just, come on. Yeah. Oh, come on. Are we blessed or what? Thank you, songbirds. Where are them songbirds? All right. Anybody here for the first time? Yes? Well, raise your hand. Oh, come on. It's not so bad. Nothing's going to happen. I'm not getting your phone number. It's all right. Keep your hands raised. We have a gift for you. You could take that gift to the bookstore and find out what that gift is. Anybody else? Come on. There's somebody over here left. No. Taken, gone. Okay, what else? If you've been a volunteer today, please stand up. I want to see those volunteering faces. If you've given in any way to the church, stand up. If you're on the camera, stand up. Mary, stand up. Come on, we got to see your face, Mary. There it is. If you're a practitioner today, stand up. So these lovely people, after the service, there are places where they reside. They will do a 1-minute miracle for you. Sit down, talk to them, tell them what's wrong. Be honest. Let them figure out the words, and they will transform your life. Not your wife, your life. You know, I don't see Clark of Wilson here today, so do I see a Karen of Allen? Come on up, Karen, and give us those invitations. Yeah, much better than the Clark.
Oh, so much fun. Yes, unfortunately, Clark couldn't be here today, and so he got me today. And I would normally have a chef's hat on for this announcement because today is the last day to sign up to host one of our gatherings and Gourmets for God events. So there's a sign-up table in the back where you see that little chef's apron. So far, we have 3. So Dave Friedman, myself, Karen Allen, and Rick Dale are hosting a Fad 3 fun feast. And so the Fad 3 will play some Beatles music, we'll have some sing-alongs, and we'll serve some Beatles-themed food, whatever that looks like. Also, Cynthia Carter will host an event she's calling Sip and Savor. So stay tuned for more details about that. And Mary Brogdon is bringing back the event she hosted last year and calling it Color Me Playful 2.0. So, and we've heard rumors that Alice plans to host an event this year as well. The fly in the ointment is that she has to set a date to complete last year's event. You know, she had a little challenge with her health, so the plan is to open bidding on these events starting next week. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. We might push it out. I'll do one. All right. Well, you go back there and sign up, Arpad. Yes, he did an awesome event. Went to the Getty last year. Yeah. Okay, so Conscious Connection will meet after the service to discuss today's topic. It meets in the youth room over there across the hall. Meditation class on Wednesday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30 is taught by Dr. Christian Steele. It's ongoing. It's on a love offering basis. And, I've had a couple people as the creative arts minister come up to me and say, you know what, we need to have some yoga classes here. And we actually have 2 yoga instructors in our congregation. So if you are interested, there's going to be a sign-up sheet. I'll put it in the back of the room. Sign up here and let us know so we can start the ball rolling on having yoga classes here. Wouldn't that be great? Great, yes. Okay, and next Friday, May 3rd, is the first Friday of the month, and that means it's game night. So 5 o'clock for cards, 7 o'clock for Mexican trained dominoes, and BYOB and snacks. Next Sunday, May 5th, is the first Sunday. So what does that mean? potluck. Bring your favorite dish to share with everybody. As Dr. Alice mentioned, she and Dave Friedman are going to co-facilitate a 3-hour workshop on Saturday, May 11th. Learn more about spiritual mind treatment because it changes your life. It truly does. And Mary Brogdon's book study is starting a new book this week. It's called The Cure. What if God isn't who you think he is, and neither are you? Sounds interesting. Shifting Sands meets as usual Thursdays, and the support group with Joyce Fournier on Zoom will meet Friday at 8 a.m. The link is available in the program out in the lobby. So check out those. And last but not least, Kelly is not just a brilliant vocalist, she also is an artist. So check out her table after the service and buy some of her goods. Mother's Day, perfect for Mother's Day. So I think that is it. Is there anything else? Nope. Okay. It's time to stand and sing our closing song together. I release.
Say with me, I am free.
I am free.
I am kind.
I am kind.
I am gentle.
I am gentle.
I am a force for good.
I am a force for good.
And so it is.
And so it is.